did was set up a table.
Welcome back to the channel. If you're watching this right now, you probably feel just like me, just another number. My number happens to be 17. Quick side note, if you've been watching my content, if you've been watching my videos, please make sure to give the video a like and a comment, because the trolls and the people who do not agree with my content have definitely been hitting me with the thumbs down, which is causing the YouTube algorithm to not recommend my videos, which is causing my viewership to get down or to go down. And there are plenty of people that actually agree with the content that I make that never get to see it because the trolls are being sensitive, to put it nicely. And they're causing the algorithm, like I said, to not recommend the video. So please, if you like the content, if you agree with the content, please make sure to give it a like. And always subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Let's get into it. Apparently, MAGA had the gall to show up to an HBCU.
All we did was set up a table.
Can't even hear you. Very safe, very black, and very tired of this.
They did not walk this way. They walked that way. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, God, they did not walk this way. They walked that way. Look, can you be on camera real quick? What's up? Hey, what's up, man? Like, oppressive hell. You feel me? Like, it's a crazy day out here. It's TSU. You feel me? Hold up.
Now, I guess this guy goes by the name of Cam Higby, I guess. And this is supposed to be the start of his Fearless tour. I mean, just giving my my observation, he looked like he had some fear in his heart. But again, most black people, and especially when I start going through the comments of this video and as well as a few others, most black people recognize this for what it is. You're antagonizing. You're going there because you're starting your so-called fraudulent tour because you're trying to be the next CK, apparently. We see this for what it is. You're trying to antagonize us because what you want or what you expect, you want to get a bad response or some type of bad reception to show us in a negative light, because I guess you're expecting us to react violently, and it's not gonna happen. For some strange reason, I don't know why you guys think we're so naive to your little plots and your schemes. Like, it's very obvious what it is that you're trying to do. You guys have already let the cat out the bag. Okay, you guys want to incite this race war for some reason. You blame black people for the assassination, or I don't even want to call it an assassination, just, you know, the unaliving of CK. your first instinct was to blame black folks. And why? This is what I challenged them on in one of my previous videos. This is what I challenged them on. Why would you instinctively go to black people? Why did you think black people had something to do with that in particular? Oh, I know why. Because you understood his rhetoric just like we did. You knew the people that he was going after. You knew the people that he was attacking. And you agreed with the sentiments. You agreed with it, which is why y'all all took it so hard when what happened to him happened. But you assumed it was one of us. Why did you assume it was one of us? Exactly what I just said. You knew he was coming out here making derogatory statements and saying off the wall things for clickbait and all types of other shock value or entertainment value, whoever finds entertainment in that. And so when something happens, you assume it's us. We have no interest in wanting to start a race war. Black people really, and to be frank, and we just want to be left the fuck alone. Plain as day, full stop. We want you to leave us alone, but you can't and you won't, because look at this. You show up to an HBCU. You show up to an HBCU uninvited. You weren't invited to come speak there. And then you're going to turn around and play victim and get upset at the reaction. I read in one of the comments, they said, well, it was a natural reaction for the students to have that. I mean, you look like a mass unaliver. You look like you could be a threat. See how stereotyping works? You fit the description. Doesn't feel good, do it? Then I started going through, like I said, the comments, and this is one that it just stuck out, huh? It says, I feel so bad for this young man, but I'm also extremely proud of his courage to try to bring open dialogue to these people. First off, look, I'm going to keep it 100. We didn't ask. We didn't ask for open dialogue. We didn't ask for you to come there because you weren't invited. They didn't ask. It's that simple. You're showing up to places like you've done historically. You're showing up to places where you don't belong. You're showing up to places where you're not invited. You're showing up to places trying to, I'm not even going to say this is a form of colonization, but I mean, we know the history. You showing up. He said something in this video about setting up a table. So you showed up to their campus and you set up a table that no one asked for because you wanted to open up what they call it dialogue. You want to have dialogue with them for what? Our cultures aren't the same. We have nothing in common. This is an HBCU, not saying that white people can't go to HBCUs. That's not what we're saying. You weren't invited. The school didn't invite you. No students invited you. You just showed up looking for confrontation, looking for conflict. And you knew you were going to find conflict. Why? Because what were you wearing? You were wearing a freaking MAGA hat. And then you were talking about, what did it say? DEI should be illegal. I think we're going to get to that in one of the next videos. Talking about DEI should be illegal. It's like, it's too obvious. It's too on the nose with what you're trying to do. Like only a fool would not be able to see through what it is that what you're trying to do. You're trying to poke and prod and trying to get us to retaliate. To you out of all those people, you're clearly outnumbered. You're clearly outnumbered. You got your phone there. You're recording their interaction to your benefit. You have police protecting you. Black officers look like in the video. But you want to go and start a pot. Why go where you're not welcome? Let me ask you again. Why go where you're not welcome? It doesn't make a lick of sense to me. It just doesn't. And I'm going to say something at the end of this video where I'm not trying to be controversial, but the question needs to be asked. Okay? So let's move on.
We made your country. That backpack, that shirt,
It's been a little wild.
you are an embarrassment to intelligence.
They're calling us stupid, but they wouldn't even talk to us on the mic. It's so funny. They wouldn't talk to us.
Italy, Germany.
They wouldn't talk to us. Now they yell at us, and they just think they're right. What are they even teaching at Tennessee State? This place kind of is just crazy. Wow, these people are not educated very well. All they know is attack, steal.
You go, oh man, the gaslighting is ridiculous. You go on a black campus, you antagonize them with your presence alone. With your presence alone. One guy's wearing a MAGA hat. The other guy's wearing a white and gold 47 hat. And then you go on their campus, you call them uneducated because they don't want to talk to you. This is where that superiority complex comes in. You want to call them uneducated. They don't want to talk to you. You're not supposed to be there. They don't have to talk to you. You're nobody important. You're nobody important to them. The world, man, it's like a lot of y'all need to get this through y'all brains. Like the world does not revolve around y'all. Y'all really do. Y'all really got some work to do in that department. Because these black folk don't want to talk to you. Why should they? You literally blame black people. Y'all rush to judgment after the unaliving of Charlie Kirk. You automatically assume it was black folk. So y'all make these threats to HBCUs and they have to shut down when they didn't even have a suspect in custody yet. But then you want to go to one of their campuses and you want to talk to them? Oh man. I think we can see who's not the educated one here.
Hurt us. Apparently there's a screwdriver break today, so, somebody was planning on using it to stab us, which is not good. So we're risking our lives out here, honestly. What the heck? Wow. And they're just following us still. Wow.
And then you look at that. You do that little smug, dumbass laugh at the end. Yeah, they're still following you because you're on campus. They're trying to make sure you get the hell out of there. That's why they're following you. Man, I mean, for you oh, sweet Jesus, I'm trying. I'm trying, okay? It's a struggle. You know, for you guys, for you people, to sit there and get mad at them for not wanting you in their spaces. Do you know your history? Since you made that stupid sly comment about people being uneducated, do you know your history? Did you know about segregation? Did you see what happened to like Ruby Bridges and a few of the other people? What they had to go through just so they could try to end segregation? Huh? Do you know your history? Did you see the videos? Did you see what they were doing? Did you see all the stuff they were throwing at the black children? Nobody threw anything at you. And then you make up this, you say someone brought a screwdriver or tried to stab you, or I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't. I'm not going to believe anything y'all say at this point. Because we on to you. We know your games. The gaslighting. And yes, we're going to talk about it. You're going to have your different points of view, and that's fine. That's fine. Understand, at certain portions of this big country, certain areas you just not permitted to be in. Ooh, that sounds crazy, don't it? That sounds crazy. There's certain areas of the country where y'all just probably shouldn't be. Huh? You don't like the sound of it? Huh? You don't like the sound of it? You heard of something called sundown towns? Yeah, they still exist. They still exist. I don't care what it says on the books. I don't care what it says by the law. They still exist. Because black people mysteriously come up missing, come up hung, things like that, and the police rule it to be an incident, not a homicide. I can't with y'all, man. I'm happy they ran your ass off campus. I'm happy. It actually delighted me that they got you off of campus. It did. And for anybody that's watching this video that don't agree with my viewpoint, that's fine. I don't care. Write it in the comments and go ahead. And most of you are probably going to be racist anyway. And that's not me trying to antagonize you. It's just that's the perspective you guys come from. So I'm not here trying to antagonize you. I'm here giving the black perspective, or a version of the black perspective, at least my perspective, when it comes to this particular subject. I'm not going to believe nothing y'all say. You can't sit here and lecture me. Anyhow, so I'm gonna play some other videos, you know, just to give some other perspective outside of my own to this this whole ordeal.
That happened on Tennessee State University's campus. This is a HBCU. This is the same Tennessee State University that the state of Tennessee basically got rid of their whole board, replaced it with state officials, and took their funding from them. Tennessee State University is also my grandmother's alma mater. My grandmother went to Tennessee State University when it was a normal school, and my great-grandmother went to Fisk University. It was a teacher school. Good for them. Why would you come out of your day to come up there? This is called the Fearless Tour. And I'm sure they're going to turn it into something like Ruby Bridges trying to come to school, but it's not the same thing. If no one invited you to come, or if you were invited, then those people should have guided you and you should have had something planned. Why would you set up a table on the yard? And the reason why we have historically black colleges and universities, for those that don't know, is because we were not allowed to go to school with white people. They made a law that said you cannot desegregate schools. Black children and white children cannot go to school together. For years, the highest education that a black person could even have was 3rd grade, and everybody in the family couldn't go. Only the people that are going to come back and educate the rest of the family could go. Read your history, read books, and don't just say that this wasn't fair, because absolutely, it was needed and necessary. Thank you, students of Tennessee State University. For more political gossip and cultural opinions, follow me, repost, share. Blow this page up, y'all.
A group of Trump supporters decided to go to TSU, which is an HBCU, and do the whole Charlie Kirk debate me on my racism and misogyny and all that type deal, trying to justify their racism, and they got ran up out of there. Rightfully so, right? Because it's like, why can't y'all leave us alone, bruh? And for a group of people that constantly says they hate black people and they wish we would go away and we don't need you, y'all act like y'all need us in your life. Because y'all really be bored without us. Because you know at the end of the day, if we were gone, y'all would just start turning on yourselves. And y'all already do that right now, even with us here. Like, white supremacists are so bored, bro. They have nothing going on in their life, bro. And that's a big issue and a big leading factor as to why people turn to bigotry, because they don't have shit going on in their life. So they want to go around and fuck with some other people, ruining some other people's day. A few months ago, I made a video talking about how the gentrification of black fatigue by white people is the white supremacist inability to understand that they have an unhealthy relationship with black people. Because they hate us while simultaneously loving us at the same time, because they need to be in our spaces. They want to be in our spaces. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they have nothing else going on. Because they have no culture. They have nothing that of any substance within their white culture. You know what I'm saying? So they got to go to other people, take their shit, make it their shit. And then once they get tired of that, they go back to us. And look and see what we're doing, because we are innovators. People of color are innovators, bruh. We do shit culturally. We do shit that they can't do and replicate. And that's why they have to come to us constantly to get ideas and to steal our music, our media, whatever, bro. It doesn't matter. They're just fucking bored and hateful.
Yeah, that's right. Packed up and packed out.
MAGA supporters invaded our HBCU.
What is going on over here?
You called the East primitive for what? We created y'all knowledge. We created y'all science. We created y'all math. Y'all didn't do shit besides steal. Y'all didn't do anything.
Now, this is the kind of energy that I like to see, because you're showing up to an HBCU campus unprovoked for absolutely no reason but to antagonize black people. And here's the thing. The antagonistic behavior towards black people has continued to increase since Charlie Kirk's death. Whole time, black people had nothing to do with it. We just minded our business.
We over here minding our business.
Our black ass business. But to try to trespass on somebody's campus to promote what you know is directly in opposition of said campus is egregious. And I personally feel like they should have been arrested. But since we all know how that go, I'm proud of my HBCU brothers and sisters for doing this.
Showing them the door.
We walking them to the door, y'all. I don't even know how they got on campus.
And my thing is, you just know that they wanted the black students to respond in a way that would make them feel justified or allow them to be able to go to the media and say that black people are violent or ignorant, whatever it is. And I feel like that would have been warranted. But either way, they got them out of there.
So I'll just end the content this way. Nobody wants a race war on either side. Okay? Let's stop the games. Let's stop the shenanigans. We are all still Americans at the end of the day, right? Don't show up to places where you're not invited. Don't try to stoke fear, or don't try to cause confrontation with people who are just minding their business. You had no business showing up to HBCUs. There's plenty of white campuses to go around and debate. There's plenty of white liberals out here that you could go debate. Do it to them. Stop trying to incite a race war. Stop this. I said what I would say at the end of the video. My thoughts, my true thoughts, you know, maybe secession wasn't a bad thing. Maybe we should let the South just be the South. Right? And I know a lot of us live in the South, unfortunately. But I mean, if you guys want to bring the Confederacy back, I'm not a fan of it. I'm the biggest fan of the United States. I want the United States to be united. But how can we truly be united when we live beside people who have hate in their hearts towards people who look like me and darker, just for the simple fact because we're not the same? Because we don't look like you. Because you have this cockamamie, crazy, stupid, not smart idea in your brain of this American purity. It's never been that way. Or let me not say it's never been that way. It was. Wasn't until the white man got on this continent and colonized it. But that's neither here nor there. You'll probably think that's controversial. It's not. It's just historical fact. America's a melting pot. Deal with it. Get over it. You guys are so busy trying to fight against change, you can't stop change. It's going to happen regardless. Deal with it. That's America. White people did not build America. Everybody had a hand in it. And people are going to take that out of context. White people didn't build America. White people weren't the only ones that had an input. Let's put it that way. But because white people they've been the only ones to actually rule or control this country, which means they've wrote the history, they've made the laws, they've done everything, even though they haven't done everything. I'm proud of my black brothers and sisters for not falling for the trap. I'm proud that you ran them off campus. I'm proud that it was resolved peacefully. Because at the end of the day, we are all still Americans.